Hello, I hope all of you are doing well. I am C. Ayush Sahani, and I hope all of you are safe during this pandemic. So, today I wanted to talk about a very important topic, which is appeals in GST. Many of my clients, friends, and CA colleagues ask me often that how do we present an appeal. As we all know, some appeals do get accepted and some are rejected straight away, and in many appeals in GST, as we know, even in case of where registrations are cancelled and many other things of refund and others where appeals are straight away rejected, and how do we make that appeal acceptable to the standards and formats set by the GST department. So on this topic I'll be elaborating today. So the thing is that first of all, if when you're filing APL 01, you have to keep in mind and that documentation should be properly chronologically numbered, and documentation should be kept in neat form, because if you have kept your documentation in a neat form in a well mannered chronological order, it definitely gives you an edge and it gives a positive impact on the onlooker. Next thing is that your paper book should be properly arranged, and paper book should be properly numbered along with the numbering and date of annexures which are enclosed therein. So proper numbering of annexures is a very important thing. Many times we see that and department, what they receive is their haphazard way documentation they receive, then those are not numbered, then they haven't prepared a proper index of the documents they have submitted, so it creates a very negative impact. However, even in small cases and where you which are open and shut cases, if you submit a untidy and haphazard way of documentation, it creates a very bad impact on the concerned officer. So it is very important to maintain a proper paper book while submitting your appeal. Next thing is about citations, case laws, which you are mentioning in the paper book. So it is very important that you properly highlight them, and there are two things: either you can submit the entire case law and the cases which you are referring along the with the paper book, and in an annexure you can submit each and every pronouncement and judgment you are giving. Or you can, what you can do is you can simply state the name, citation of the case, give gist of the case, and then annex with it the complete judgment. So either way, it is up to you how you want to add the case laws into your paper book, but it has to be properly highlighted so that the officer gets what point you want to highlight and judgment you want to raise. It is very important. Another important aspect which I see is missing in many of the cases my colleagues and others prepare, is that there is not a proper synopsis and summary. A proper synopsis is very important because it helps you to summarize the case in 2 to 3 pages, and the officer gets to know, because he's a very busy person, as we all know, so he doesn't have time to go through your 100 or 200 pages of paper book. So what this thing is, in summary and synopsis, it helps the officer to get a hold of what exactly the matter is, and it should be crisp. It you shouldn't add your arguments into it, because when you add arguments into the synopsis, there is no fun of it, because you are going to elaborate it in the paper book. So it is very important that you prepare a proper crisp some executive summary or a synopsis, which will help the officer to get a bird's eye view of the topic and of the case you are submitting the paper book of. I hope my deliberation on this topic is of any help to you. Do let me know your comments on the topic, and let me know how can I help you in future. Take care. Goodbye.